Okay, so we have just beaten Leeds 3-1. We're top of the league. How does it feel to be back at the Bridge?
Yeah, it's glorious, isn't it? I mean, it's exactly what we wanted, to win 3-1 like that. I thought we were dominant as well. I thought it could have been a lot more. They didn't offer anything that I expected. You know, we've been hearing this stuff about Bielsa, that they're really expansive, that they're really aggressive, that they go for the victory all the time. Doesn't happen. They got their early goal and they tried to protect it. But it could have easily ended up 5 or 6, I thought. I thought we were good.
Impressive performance then.
Impressive, really impressive. I mean, there's very little more we could have done. You know, obviously the Ziyech injury is a bit depressing, but equally Pulisic was great when he came on. I think Kovacic should now be starting over Havertz. I don't think he looked quite up to it. And I think that Kovacic's aggression in there is needed, because he feels quite lightweight, Havertz. Despite the brilliance, despite everything on the ball that he offers, feels quite lightweight. So we need a little bit more bite in there. But look, we're back at the Bridge, 2,000 fans in the ground. It's great to be back in there, top of the league. I don't really know what more we could hope for.
How did you feel about Giroud starting today as well?
Yeah, has to start the next game as well. I mean, he's made himself undroppable, scoring 4, perfect hat-trick the other night, and then typified it by a penalty, and then gets a big goal today. We need to build our strike force around him. He's done incredibly well, because obviously when Werner came in, we weren't sure what was going to happen to Giroud. Abraham at one point was undroppable, but Giroud has been consistent, tried so hard, and ultimately has now made himself. I think Giroud starts against Everton.
Confident that he will?
Yeah, I think so, because I think it suits our system, and I don't see. Look, barring he's a elder statesman now. But assuming that he's fit, assuming he has the legs for it, I think he'll start. And I think Lampard is aware of quite what he offers. So yeah, I think he will.
So given that, what is your opinion on Tammy Abraham then?
I love the bloke. I think he's brilliant. He comes on, he offers something. He's just slightly more wasteful than Giroud. But he certainly contributes massively to our team and to our squad. Look, if Chelsea's season goes as we hope it will, we're going to play 60 games this year. There's lots of room for Abraham to play. There's lots of room for Giroud to start. But at the moment, it's, form is very important for strikers. You've got to pick the man who's firing on all cylinders, and that man that's firing is Giroud. So it's got to be him at the moment.
Fair play. So let's go back to defence. How are you feeling about Chelsea defence now? Obviously, we've had our problems in the past. How do you feel about it now?
Well, I think it's really solid, actually. Mendy's come in. Lev Yashin has come into the back and looks, has kind of reshaped it. In Thiago Silva, we have one of the best defenders in the world. That's undoubtedly true. Ben Chilwell's been a revelation in that position. I was pleased when we signed him, but I had no idea he was going to be this good. And I think what's happened with Silva is he's come in and elevated the performances of everyone around him. Like Reece James is so good.
That cross.
So good on the ball. I mean, he's built like a centre back and plays football like a winger. It's the dream fullback. It's the dream fullback. So he was brilliant.
And for someone so young as well.
Yeah, I mean, huge future at the club. And do you know what I really like about him? Leeds were quite rough today. They're trying to put it about a bit. It's like Mike Tyson. Like, you don't want to fall out with him. But we need that, because at points in our team we're fairly lightweight. We've got the aggression, but we're quite lightweight. Whereas Reece James will have the fight.
That's really interesting, and obviously one of those players that is going to improve as well. Let's look to the next game. We've got Everton. What's going to happen?
Yeah, we'll beat Everton. Everton are, they've gone right off the boil, haven't they? It just shows you what happens. It's very tough at the moment for players and squads with injuries and whatever else is going on. Because as soon as one or two players drop from their first team, they're in trouble. And Richarlison's a great player. I thought we beat Watford here about 4-1 once, and he was just so good. When there's a player in the other team, and you're just like, it's like when Sadio Mane played for Southampton. You're just looking at the other team. You're like, who's this bloke? And Richarlison was a bit like that for Watford. Sorry. So when he was sent off or whatever, it really did have an impact on them. In Rodriguez, he's good, but they're really struggling at the moment, and I just don't know if they've got enough of a squad to pull them out of it. But they're not. We're going to beat them.
Well, we're in top form at the moment, aren't we? So let's see what happens there. Can I just ask you, obviously you're at the Bridge tonight. We've got the new signings. It's the first time you've seen some of the players. How was that for you, and who impressed you? Well,
Thiago Silva was the player that I was most looking forward to seeing, because I just think he's brilliant. I just love the way he plays. He makes it all look so easy. So it was a joy to watch him. But at the end of the game, it was a really nice moment when Mendy, the keeper, was celebrating in front of her. I mean, I imagine that he had family above me, but I'm pretty sure he's sort of blowing kisses at Me?
You personally? We'll go with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a nicer story. But he was celebrating with the fans. He looked so happy. He looked so he's really buzzing. He seemed to really get what the victory meant to the fans, and obviously to the team. Frank Lampard came over. He seemed to be like ecstatic. And look, this is the longest I haven't been in the stadium since I can since I was a child. So it was so nice to be back. And yeah, all of the new signings seemed to get on board with it. Mason Mount was over the moon. It's just fantastic, and I cannot wait to get back here again. I'm already buzzing for it.
Oh, definitely. And finally, what's your opinion of Werner? Like, obviously he missed a few chances tonight. How do you think he's doing? Do you think he just needs time now?
I think two things can simultaneously be true. I think he's really wasteful. I think he misses too many chances. Sitters often. But I also think he is a phenomenal footballer. I think he's a brilliant player. I'm so lucky to have him. He's only going to get better. He's only going to he is definitely going to score loads of goals. I have no doubt about that. I also think he misses too many at the moment and needs to just get that ruthless streak back.
Well, let's see what happens with him. Obviously, Chelsea top of the league at the moment. Let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy it tonight. Thank you for talking to me.
It's my honour.